News Weekend's Bob Hallmark has more on how the weather pattern could always throw a curve for the growers.
With just the right amount of rain and warm temperatures, East Texas gardens and farmlands are looking healthy. But there's always a problem lingering somewhere, like recent cooling weather overnights turning into warm days.
Whenever you're talking about the weather change jumping back and forth from the freezing to the warmer weather, it's actually a minus.
It can inhibit seed germination and blooming, causing replanting and lower or delayed fruit production. So many variables to growing a good garden: soil, fertilizer, temperature, and of course, water. As we've seen many times in the past, saturating rain can deplete nutrients from soil and take much-needed oxygen away, causing root rot and fungus. In previous years, the torrential rains of winter and spring forced many East Texas farmers to start over and replant. Mulching can be beneficial in saving a plant.
Mulching around your plants. So you can use wood chips, you can use pine straw, so that way it maintains and holds that moisture into the ground.
And then there's the inevitable heat. Aside from all of the science you might put into it, a little luck doesn't hurt. Bob Hallmark, East Texas News Weekend.